Good morning. Welcome to the Premium Public Video Forecast discussion for Friday, May 17th, 2024. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Well, we have an onshore flow in place this morning with an area low pressure moving further out into the Atlantic, supporting north-northeasterly winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour, at times pushing up to 15 miles per hour. Temperatures throughout the region range from the mid to upper 50s over the northern interior, upper 50s to lower 60s along the coast, with plenty of overcast cloud cover and a few isolated showers and some drizzle. When we take a look at the latest WeatherTap surface map and radar, you can see not a lot of precipitation around the region, partly because it is so light, basically drizzled, that it's hard to pick up on the radar. But you can see because of that low pressure system out here in the Atlantic, that northeasterly flow is going to continue. And you can see another disturbance on the way in the Ohio River Valley heading towards our neck of the woods in the form of a very weak trough, as our stationary front separating the polar air, maritime air, and tropical air all sets up around the eastern United States. So let's take a look at some of the data here. And the visible satellite picture really tells the tale here, because you can see as the sun is rising, the clouds are rotating in from the Atlantic. The mid-level clouds are broken up. If we didn't have the low-level clouds, we would basically have a day of mix of sun and clouds all day. Okay, but these low-level clouds coming in from the Atlantic is going to keep it cloudy, and that is why we're going to see that threat for an isolated shower or two as well. When we take a look at the latest QT, this is from the tropicaltidbits.com. Definitely check out that website. It's an excellent website for model data and data in general, especially when we have hurricanes. So definitely check out that website. You can see on this QT, the atmosphere is saturated here from roughly 850 millibars down to around 925 millibars. And that is essentially where our cloud deck is setting up. And that is going to remain in place for the next couple of days. This theme, okay? You might see some mixing at times where you get a little break of sun, but the overall theme through this upcoming weekend will be this atmospheric feature where you have dry air at the mid-levels. So that's why you're going to see a lot of scattered cloud cover as you get above these low-level cloud decks. But then as you get down towards the lower levels of the atmosphere, where we have the winds coming in from the northeast, coming off the Atlantic Ocean, that is where we're going to see the majority of our cloud cover and a threat for showers. Now, I bring up the infrared satellite picture because I wanted to illustrate the fact that there isn't a lot of lifting involved here. Okay, very weak lifting. And we know that because the cloud tops are relatively mild. So remember the rule: the colder the cloud top, the brighter the temperature on this satellite picture, the stronger the lifting. So you have moderate lifting out here, not much here, but plenty of cloud cover because of the transport of low-level moisture. On the water vapor satellite picture, there you can see our upper level low slowly exiting out. Why is it exiting out slowly? Well, it's because this upper level low is blocking everything up, and this feature is getting forced up into basically the St. Louis River Valley and well, a little bit further northward, now heading up towards the Hudson Bay. Why is that happening? Because this is all blocking everything up. So it can't lift, it can't drop southward because of this feature, it can't lift to the due east because of this feature, so it has to lift to the northeast, and so as it's lifting northward, it's also weakening. So it's a big, huge mess as a result, and this is why we remain in this unsettled weather pattern. We don't see a lot of rainfall out of it, but we certainly see plenty of cloud cover and just kind of raw conditions. I wanted to pull up the SPC website. Again, this is spc.noaa.gov, free website. Well, you pay for it with your taxes. This is the moisture transport at 925 millibars. I wanted to show you just a different way of seeing the atmosphere here. So we know in the QT that the low-level moisture is hanging around the lower levels. Now you can see where that transport is coming from, right from the Gulf of Maine, heading right into the New Jersey coastal plain, the New York City metro. As it gets a little bit further inland, it starts to weaken, and that's why we see those scattered broken cloud cover signals out here towards portions of east central Pennsylvania. Another look at it, using the Earth.News School. This is again at precipitable water values. This is at around 850 millibars, and you can see that moisture transport coming in right from portions of the northwestern Atlantic right into our neck of the woods. And you can see the enhancement of the precipitable water values at this level driving into the region. So that's pretty impressive. So when you take a look at the pattern overall, this is at 250 millibars, and this is the jet streams. Again, subtropical jet stream remaining active. We're starting to get a little bit more of that La Nina look, but it's still struggling. We're still going back and forth as we continue to muddle our way through developing new forcing mechanisms, going from the old mechanisms with a negative QBO and an El Nino in place to now a positive QBO and a La Nina in place. So these two factors are changing at the same time, so it's leading to a lot of chaos. And well, this is chaos right here, where you have all these upper level lows and ridges and shortwave ridges passing through the region, creating all sorts of havoc. And you normally, when you have this ridge here set up like this, you end up with a lot of subsidence and clearing skies, and it would end up being a beautiful day. But because of this trough here, this ridge axis is set up where you can set up a high pressure system right about here, a low pressure system right about here, and transporting all of that low level moisture right into our neck of the woods. So when we take a look at the weather pattern through this weekend, no major storms, but a lot of pesky shortwaves rotating on through until you get to about Sunday evening and Monday, where you have this ridge in place supporting enough subsidence that's going to lead to clearing skies, of course, by Sunday night into Monday. But the rest of the weekend is going to remain unsettled because of these little weak shortwaves at various levels of the atmosphere. This is at 700 millibars. This is at 850 millibars. So again, not strong lifting, no signs of heavy precipitation, but with all of this low level moisture, and this is precipitable water values from the surface up to 500 millibars, when you have precipitable water values around 1.7, 1 inch, at times touching almost 2 inches, that's when you have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. And we already deducted that at the upper levels of the atmosphere, 500 millibars down to 700 millibars, you have a lot of dry air. So that means there is a lot of low-level moisture in place here, and that's going to lead to a lot of low clouds. And so that's why we're going to see plenty of clouds this weekend. Of course, with all that moisture, you get a little bit of lifting, and you will get a few showers. Now, for today, it should be pretty quiet. Saturday, there's a threat for scattered showers here, but notice as they approach, they weaken because they're moving under that upper level ridge. So as a result, what you end up with is a lot of these showers producing light precipitation, less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. So if you have any outdoor plans, I wouldn't cancel them on Saturday. I simply would just prepare for, a passing shower and drizzle and basically raw weather conditions. On Sunday, again, same scenario. Isolated shower here and there, very light. Most of this is drizzle, not a big deal. So let's walk through this forecast. For today, overcast cloud cover, isolated showers possible, high temperatures in the lower to mid 70s throughout the region. For tonight into tomorrow morning, look for scattered to broken cloud cover with a few isolated showers. Some fog is possible along the immediate coast. Look for low temperatures in the mid-50s. For tomorrow afternoon, broken cloud cover with isolated showers a threat. Look for temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 60s. On Sunday, again, rinse and repeat, overcast cloud cover with isolated showers a threat. Look for low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid-50s and high temperatures ranging from the lower to mid-70s. On Monday, high pressure takes control and we finally have clearing skies. Look for low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid-50s. High temperatures will range from the upper 60s to lower 70s on the immediate coast, lower to mid-70s everywhere else. On Tuesday, high pressure remains in control with scattered cloud cover. Look for low temperatures in the mid to upper 40s over the interior and in your suburbs, upper 40s to lower 50s in your urban areas. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 60s on Long Island, upper 60s to lower 70s along the coast, lower to mid 70s everywhere else. On Wednesday, high pressure starts to exit with sky cloud cover. Look for low temperatures ranging from the upper 40s to lower 50s, high temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 60s on Long Island, upper 60s to lower 70s along the coast, and lower to mid 70s everywhere else. On Thursday, cold front moves through with some scattered showers, possibly an isolated thunderstorm, but I'm thinking just showers at this point, but I can't rule it out because it is spring. Look for low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 50s over the northern interior, upper 50s to lower 60s along the coast. High temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 70s over the northern interior, mid to upper 70s everywhere else. On Friday, cold front clears out with scattered cloud cover. Could be an isolated shower in the morning hours, but other than that, looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day overall. Look for low temperatures in the upper 40s to lower 50s over the northern interior, lower to mid 50s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 60s over the northern interior, lower to mid 70s along the coast, and mid to upper 70s in the Delaware River Valley. That is your forecast discussion for today. Have a wonderful weekend, and as always, stay safe out there.